What's going on there, everyone? Alright, this story is about one of my becoming one of my favorite Democrats. Not that I would ever vote for her, because I don't like a lot of her domestic policies or anything like that, but she seems to be, sane, like I've stated in previous videos, compared to all of the other ones. And for full disclosure, my favorite Democrat would actually be Alan Dershowitz, because he gets it. He understands what's going on with his party, and he gets it, and he calls them out all the time. But, back to the story. Tulsi Gabbard calls for Americans to unite against big tech. Now, we all know, well, those who have watched any of my previous videos, or kind of just paid attention to, unfortunately, more right-wing news, because left-wing media, when they do speak about this, they're kind of bashing her for the most part. But Tulsi Gabbard is suing, I believe it's Facebook or Google, pretty much the same thing, for, I want to say, $55 million, because they during the debates that she was in, from the period of, I want to say, June 27th to June 28th, right after those debates, they blocked her from being able to run her campaign ads. Well, she's suing because of it. Because she's saying it violated her free speech and this, that, and the other. I don't know how that's going to work. It's probably going to be an uphill battle, but God bless her for calling them out, you know? More people need to. More high-profile people on the left, you know, the still moderate, sane left, need to call this out. Because the far leftist and radical left, they're not going to call any of these companies out because these companies are them. You know, they support the same things. Let's get back into the story here. Anti-establishment Democrat and presidential candidate Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who is suing Google over alleged censorship, releases a new video today calling for conservatives and liberals to unite against big tech's assault on free expression. Awesome. Kudos. I will support her 100% through this. This concentration of power and influence is a direct threat to our democracy. Republic. Our republic. God. Liberals just can't say republic, can they? It's like that word doesn't exist in their heads, because they always say democracy. We are a republic. A constitutional representative republic. Which is why I've taken action against Google and will continue to advocate for breaking up these tech monopolies and ending their power to undermine our freedom of speech, said Gabbard. Yes, exactly. They have banned voices who, while controversial and maybe even distasteful, have not incited violence or threatened others. Their sole offense was expressing a view that these corporations deemed unacceptable. God. I gotta say, I love her. I love how she's thinking about this. She gets it, you know? This is what I'm talking about. When I'm always talking about we need to get back to more bipartisanship and stuff. This is something that is a bipartisan issue. Because you're not just seeing people from the right getting banned and all that. You are seeing a lot of just centrist leftists getting banned. Or being, you know, shadow banned or whatever it is. They're messing with them. For no particular reason, other than they're saying things that the far leftists that control all this stuff deem unfit for their platforms. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Whether we're progressives or conservatives, left or right, if we do not stand united in this struggle to protect our freedoms, we all lose. Yes. She's hitting the nail right on the head. The Hawaii Congresswoman and Iraq War veteran recently announced a lawsuit against Google after the tech giant allegedly shut down her Google Ads account shortly after the first Democratic presidential debate, at precisely the moment when her bid for the White House was attracting renewed attention from Google users. She was the most Googled name after those debates. People liked her. She was, like I said, seem to be the only one with some bit of sanity. The rest of them are, I don't even think they're wanting to be president of the United States. I think they're wanting to be president of illegal aliens or something like that, because that's who they're all pandering to. The campaign seeks a legal injunction against Google to prevent further election meddling. That's exactly right. Election meddling. As well as $50 million in damages. Because of her vocal stance against big tech censorship, the mainstream media has attacked Gabbard. Left-wing magazine Vice is not worth its weight in salt. That place, when Gavin McInnes left Vice immediately fell apart. I know that's my opinion, but a lot of people share that opinion. Ran an article accusing the Democrat candidate of taking a page from the far right's playbook by talking about online censorship. Far right, you gotta love that, how they classify anybody who is upset about being censored, especially here in America, where we still hold on to our free speech. Unlike a lot of other first world countries like Canada and Britain, you know, they don't have free speech anymore. They have hate speech laws. You can go to jail for misgendering someone, which is completely nonsensical. But that's a whole nother debate. But yeah, why do they call anybody who's against censorship far right? You notice how they like to say that. That in and of itself should disturb most people. They are really fascistic on the left here lately. Really bad. The complaint from Gabbard's fading campaign showcases how the far left and right have forged a weird alliance in bashing Silicon Valley. It also, the far left's not bashing Silicon Valley at all. It's center left that's bashing Silicon Valley. It also outlines how their big tech playbooks diverge, wrote Vice. Like I said, you take Vice's words with a grain of salt, because they ain't nothing but propaganda. Leftist, left-wing extreme propaganda. Gabbard is known for taking stances that anger establishment Democrats. Her strong anti-war stance and her recent decision to co-sponsor a bill with Representative Thomas Massey, Republican of Kentucky, to audit the Fed, a cause popularized by Ron Paul. I'm not the biggest fan of Ron Paul, but I kind of have to agree with him when it comes to the Fed spending all of our taxpayer money so much like it's theirs. Put her on the anti-establishment wing of the party. The establishment-friendly media has run hit pieces against Gabbard that echoed anti-Trump narratives, including the charge that her campaign is supported by Russian propagandists. You see the narratives they constantly push. They'll push them on anybody that disagrees with them. It's really pathetic. That's why I just don't understand anybody who could possibly vote Democrat right now. Because the Democrat Party is not the Democratic Party anymore. They're not being led by Democrats. And no, Nancy Pelosi's not the leader. Not at all. She thinks she is, but she's not. And we can all see that she's not. It's pretty spectacular. It's just something else, you know. This just shows how divided everything is becoming. You know, and they can't... I hate hearing the media say, Trump is dividing the nation. No, he's not. No, he's not. This is dividing the nation. The Twitterati, the left-wing Twitterati, is dividing the nation. The left-wing legacy media is dividing the nation. When Donald Trump said the media is the biggest threat, he was not lying. And they proved it. They proved how unhinged they are. They literally, everyone knows about the Elijah Cummings Trump feud thing going on. Well, when Trump said that Baltimore is infested with rats, which it literally is infested with rats. Today there was a thing on the news. There was a reporter talking and a rat walked behind her. Yes, they don't even care about people anymore. They'll just walk around in the open like it ain't nothing. But the left-wing media actually had the gall to say that when he said infested, talking specifically about the rats, that was racist. Using the term infested is racist. You have to be one sick-minded individual to somehow make that connection. This damn fly. I'm gonna get him. But, yeah, you have to be a very sick individual to make that type of connection. The place is infested. Bernie Sanders himself has said it. Bernie Sanders' comments actually, to me, were a little bit more harsh than Trump's. But where's the outrage about that? There is none, because he's on the Democratic Party. You see what I'm saying? It's nonsensical. I feel sorry for poor Tulsi Gabbard here. Because while sane people completely agree and understand what she's talking about, you have the extremely vocal minority, which is the far or radical left, also known as the progressive left, that are just going to mock her, ridicule her, and put her in a group with far right people? That's messed up. How does the Democratic Party actually expect anything good to come from their party when they can't even get along and agree with someone on their party about a real issue that is plaguing Silicon Valley and big tech? Doesn't make any sense. But all I can say is, freaking go for it, Tulsi, and I'll have to support you. I support anybody who supports free speech and is fighting for it. You know? Within reason. I mean, if you're a far-right neo-Nazi, I can't support you. You know, I can't support you individually because I don't support bigots. I don't support racist. You know, it's just one of those things. I can't do it. I'll support the right for you to say your stupid ideological stuff, but I won't support you. Tulsi, on the other hand, I can support her and what she's saying. But yeah, I'd love to hear y'all's opinion on this, you know, because this is one of those things where I doubt anything will actually be able to come of it. Still, because big tech is so powerful. Until they're regulated, which I'm generally against government regulation. You know, I don't like big government telling people what to do or telling businesses what they can and can't do. But it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten seriously out of hand. Something has to change. You know, when you start, if you're an American company, and this is my opinion, if you're an American company, you should still have to abide by the rules in our Constitution, whether you're a private company or not. The Constitution is the greatest paper, besides the Bible, or whatever religious text you may be interested in, ever drafted. Those men were truly geniuses. But, like I said, I would love to hear your comments on this, because stuff like this particularly enrages me. It makes my blood boil to see the lengths that people have to go through just to call out a serious situation that is happening. And like she said here, it is election meddling. What these companies are doing is election meddling. When they're silencing, they just, who was it? Possibly Instagram just knocked off about 30 meme accounts. Some of them weren't even that political. But they knocked them out because they learned, we taught them in 2016, that memes can change minds. Never forget the great meme war. That's why I know here and there y'all see the Pepe. I drew that back in 2016. That was during the height of the Pepe Great Meme War, and it was something to behold. It was fun. But Democrats don't like when people have fun. They prefer when people are upset and outraged at everything, you know, unhinged. But we conservatives don't. We like to actually have a good time, you know. But yeah, love to hear your comments. Like I've said 3 times now. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the flip side.